Co-opetition or co-opetition is a neologism coined to describe cooperative competition. Co-opetition is a portmanteau of cooperation and competition, emphasizing the petition-like nature of the joint work. Basic principles of co-opetitive structures have been described in game theory, a scientific field that received more attention with the book Theory of Games and Economic Behavior in 1944 and the works of John Forbes Nash on non-cooperative games. It is also applied in the fields of political science and economics and even universally. The tortoise shell code, a novel, and a primal wisdom, a non-fiction corollary to the novel. Co-opetition occurs at interorganizational or intraorganizational levels. At interorganizational level, co-opetition occurs when companies interact with partial congruence of interests. They cooperate with each other to reach a higher value creation if compared to the value created without interaction and struggle to achieve competitive advantage. Often co-opetition takes place when companies that are in the same market work together in the exploration of knowledge and research of new products, at the same time that they compete for market share of their products and in the exploitation of the knowledge created. In this case, the interactions occur simultaneously and in different levels in the value chain. This is the case of the arrangement between PSA, Peugeot, Citroën and Toyota to share components for a new city car, simultaneously sold as the Peugeot 107, the Toyota Aygo, and the Citroën C1, where companies save money on shared costs while remaining fiercely competitive in other areas. Several advantages can be foreseen, as cost reductions, resources complementarity and technological transfer. Some difficulties also exist, as distribution of control, equity and risk, complementary needs and trust. It is possible for more than two companies to be involved in co-opetition with one another. At interorganizational level, co-opetition occurs between individuals or functional units within the same organization, based on game theory and social interdependence theories. Some studies investigate the presence of simultaneous cooperation and competition among functional units, the antecedents of co-opetition, and its impact on knowledge-sharing behaviors. For example, the concept of cooperative knowledge sharing is developed to explain mechanisms through which co-opetition influences effective knowledge sharing practices in cross-functional teams. The underlying argument is that while organizational teams need to cooperate, they are likely to experience tension caused by diverse professional philosophies and competing goals from different cross-functional representatives. History of the word. The word co-opetition and its variants have been recoined several times. In 1913 by the seal-shipped oyster system. In 1937 by Rockwell D. Hunt. Around 1975 by Doug Chamberlain in a class at Adrian College, responding to an instructor's request for an appropriate new word with which to refer to conflict over how to divide up the benefits produced by cooperation, incorporated in 1981 college textbook Thinking About Politics. American Government in Associational Perspective, Chapter 9, 257. Text is available online. In the decade of the 1980s, Frank Acero, J.D., wrote and circulated his 465-page non-fiction work, Primal Synthesis, A Balance Between Order and Chaos, which culminated in a letter from best-selling author Spencer Johnson, M.D., dated February 9, 1990, urging its publication. This resulted in the later publication of Universal Co-opetition, The Tortoise Shell Code, a novelization of Co-opetition, and the non-fiction A Primal Wisdom, corollary to the novel, around 1992 by Raymond Nordau to characterize Novell's business strategy. In 1995, Daniel Irvin, CEO of Phoenix Fire Inc., which is an international business development agency that focuses on building business partner channels for technology companies, started using the word coopertition to describe the approach of creating a partnership between two or more competing software vendors. This type of partnership enables vendors with nominal overlap in their solution portfolio to quickly gain more market share together than when they are operating apart. In 2000, First Robotics had a competition game titled Co-opetition first. In 2009, First co-founder Dean Carman received a patent titled Method for Creating Coopetition, which involves giving First Robotics teams some points scored by other teams to encourage cooperation even as they compete. US First now claims a trademark on the term on its website. In the mid-2000s, co-opetition began to be used by Darrell Waltrip to describe the phenomenon of drivers cooperating at various phases of a race at high speed. Tracks such as Daytona and Talladega, where cooperative aerodynamic drafting is critical to a driver's ability to advance through the field. The ultimate goal for each driver, however, is to use the strategy to win. One of the examples of co-opetition in practice in high-technology context is the collaborative joint venture formed by Samsung Electronics and Sony, formed in 2004 for the development and manufacturing of flat-screen LCD panels. Co-opetition is becoming more critical in high-technology contexts because of several challenges such as shrinking product life cycles, need for heavy investments in research and development, convergence of multiple technologies, and importance of technological standards. While it is quite challenging to engage in co-opetition, co-opetition engagements are helpful for firms to address major technological challenges, to create benefits for partnering firms, and to advance technological innovations that benefit the firms, the industry, and consumers. In 2009, the importance of co-opetition was emphasized for small and medium-sized enterprises. As technological battles intensify and technologies become more complex, SMEs face numerous challenges such as rising R&D costs, high risk and uncertainty in technological development, and lack of resources to pursue large-scale innovation projects. SMEs can more effectively deal with these problems if they work together by combining their own resources and expertise and develop their collective ability so that they can compete effectively with large firms and advance technologies they may not be able to advance alone. In 2012 and 2013, the concept of cooperative knowledge sharing was inspired by interorganization research literature toward developing a cooperative model of knowledge sharing that explains how co-opetition should be conceptualized, what forms co-opetition means, boundary interdependencies, and how co-opetition and its interrelated components interact and influence knowledge-sharing behaviors in cross-functional software teams. This series of publications in the Journal of Systems and Software and Information Processing and Management conceptualize and operationalize the multidimensional construct of cross-functional co-opetition and presents an instrument for measuring this construct. Cross-functional co-opetition is conceptualized with 5 distinct and independent constructs. 3 of them are related to cross-functional cooperation, and 2 are associated with cross-functional competition. In 2013, Compassion Games International, an activity of the Charter for Compassion, used co-opetition to describe their annual games between cities about who can commit the most acts of kindness and compassion. In 2014, the Caring Citizens Congress, an empathy surplus project, used co-opetition to describe how to create compassion primaries where candidates for party office try and find allies in the other parties to cooperate around advancing freedom, compassion and human rights as governing principles.